It's yall.
Culinary getting on that plateau beyond. Lobster mac and cheese, Chateaubriand, Mr. Fatso, Dijon, the trap know it's on. I flip on YouTube, that crack show is on. Tune in if you wanna saute some carrots, or you can bake a pastry that's not made from Paris, dog. You can even come learn to chop blades of Ferris and follow us to the store, the shop for days careless. So tune in to Burning Pots, and log on and subscribe if you prefer to watch. What's up, y'all? Welcome to episode 10 of Burning Pots with your boy Chef Dolan. And today my neighbors challenged me to a rib cook-off, and you know I don't do mediocre, right? So today I'm doing red miso barbecue ribs. Let's get to it. Alright. To start off the sauce, it's going to be ketchup and sriracha based. I'm going to put ketchup and sriracha in the pot before we add our red miso. Now, I want to tell y'all where I got this from. I work from a job that made this sauce, so I'm really just going based off of memory and try not to copy it exactly so I don't get sued. I'm not sure if they closed yet or not, but you know, that's what you gotta do. So, once I add the ketchup and the sriracha, I'm gonna add red miso. Red miso paste, looks like that. You know what, I might as well just use it all. I'm gonna make a lot of sauce. I put roughly 8 ounces in here. Alright, next we're going to add some soy sauce. All of this is just eyeballing. There's no exact measurements to it. After the soy, we're going to add some rice vinegar. All of this is going to be to taste at the end anyway. If you feel like you want to balance it out, add something else. A little bit of sesame oil. Now, from here I'm going to add something called gochugaru chili flakes. This will turn it up a little bit. Add that. Then I'm gonna add some brown sugar, not too much. Two tablespoons of that. And we're gonna turn this on low heat. I'm gonna mix it all around. Now, once all that is mixed together in another pot, we're going to add some Japanese green tea. And let this come to a simmer before we add it to our barbecue. Alright, once this tea is done, you can go ahead and add it to your sauce. Now we can go ahead and mix all of that together as well. Might take a while, but it'll come together. Alright, once you're done mixing and it's all together, you're finished with your sauce. Then we can move on to the preparation of the ribs. So once our red miso barbecue sauce is done, we're going to go ahead and next fabricate our spare ribs into St. Louis ribs. Alright, so now that we got our ribs all washed and clean and all that, we're going to go ahead and fabricate them. What you're going to want to do is cut on this line and take the rib tips off all around. I'm gonna cut through all the cartilage. So you can end up with a nice pretty rib. There you go. Always make sure you're working with a sharp knife too. So now the rib tip is off and you're left with this portion. You can go ahead and clean it up on this side as well. Take all that extra off and you're left with this. Now we can flip it over, cut this piece off and take off the membrane. Now, take off the membrane. All you do is get a napkin, get underneath of that skin, and pull it right off. Just like that. All right. Now that the ribs are fabricated, we can go ahead and make a seasoning. First, we're going to start with some salt. I'm gonna add some AP. I'm gonna add some cumin. You notice I'm not using exact measurements, right? I'm mixing all of this together and just throwing them right on the ribs. We got some garlic powder, some paprika, some chipotle chili powder, some onion powder, also some oregano, give this a good mix. We're also going to add some brown sugar. And there you go. Nice rib rub. Not too complicated. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a binder to our ribs. In this case, I'm using spicy brown mustard. It's gonna help bind the seasoning to your ribs so they don't fall off while cooking. I'm gonna go ahead and paint some spicy brown mustard on. On the back side. And we're gonna go ahead from above, sprinkle all of your seasoning all over the ribs. May seem like a lot, but it's not. Trust and believe. And we're going to flip them over and do it to the other side as well. Paint it on. And season. Now they're all seasoned. All right. Now that everything is seasoned, we can go ahead and put this in the oven at 250 degrees for 2.5 hours before we wrap and put them back in the oven. All right. Once they're out of the oven, place them face side down, and we're gonna add a little bit more seasoning. More of that sugar. And we're gonna flip it over. Do the same thing to the other side. No more seasoning. A little more brown sugar. And we're going to wrap them up, throw them back in the oven. Alright, I just took the ribs out of the oven, out of the foil wrap. When I foiled them up, I put them in the oven at 350 for about 45 minutes to an hour. Now I'm taking them out, unwrapping them, saucing them up, putting it in the oven so it could glaze all up and turn out right. Do the first layer, put them in the oven and keep glazing. I'm gonna do this a few times until they get nice and glazy. All right, I just took them out of the oven after all the glazing, and this is the end result. Some of the ribs are pulled back from the bone. You don't want them too much fall off the bone. You want them in between competition style and fall off the bone. You want to have a little bite to it, so you can pick the rib up and still eat it. So let's cut into it. Let's see what it looks like. Oh. Nice. There we go. Now that they're all cut up, they're all nice and juicy. Look at that. Time to plate up. Now, without further ado, the best part of the show, the eating.
It's yall.
I don't want to put them bitches down, but y'all know what's up.